So I was born in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. I grew up in a city, just outside of Amsterdam. Obviously, American football is not as big there as it is here. So, growing up, I had rarely seen American football. I never watched a game. I never heard anything about it until one of my friends in school said, hey, this might be a sport for you. When I was 16 years old, I had my first football practice. I played at home for 2 years. At that point, I felt like I was kind of like, a bigger fish in the little pond. So I wanted to go overseas and play with the big boys, measure up how good I could really get. Unfortunately, nobody really recruited me coming out of high school back home. So I went to a junior college in California. I transferred from there to a junior college in Kansas, Garden City, Kansas, where I met the Eastern coaching staff and got an opportunity to come play here.
Story about starting out at the junior colleges and just the grind, like someone who certainly has a chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, looking around the MAC, you see a lot of great players that were overlooked by a lot of other programs. I was just talking about our two starting inside linebackers, Tariq Spates and Terry Myrick. Both those guys are 5'10". Everybody in the country told them, hey, you're too short to play linebacker. We don't take 5'10" linebackers. Well, now they're great players for us. Looking around the MAC, there's a lot of guys like that. Just were told they weren't good enough and weren't big enough, fast enough, or whatever, and now have that chip on their shoulder forever. They're setting out to prove people wrong. That's what I had to do at my JUCO. A lot of D1 schools before I went to JUCO told me, hey, you might not be good enough because you play against lesser competition. I kept that chip on my shoulder. I'm grinding every day to prove those guys wrong.
Did you by chance get to know Maxx Crosby at all?
Oh yeah. My first year when I came in, Max was on our team. I can't say enough good words about that guy. He goes insane during practice, insane during games, and it pays off for him. That's why he's in the position he's at today. I'm super proud of him, man. All the guys at Eastern, we still look up to him. Even the younger guys who have maybe never even met him, there's still always that feeling, and we're talking about him and stuff. We're watching him on Sundays, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm still so fascinated about the idea of the walk-on and then leaving early for the draft. To accomplish that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like he worked his tail off, and doing that, working your tail off, grinding every day. He dominated the MAC for 2 years. He was arguably the best defensive player in the year, or in 2018 and 2017. Yep. So I'm super proud of him, how far he's come, and I firmly believe that he's going to do even greater things ahead of him. So
I have to ask about the foot. Is it more of a mental recovery when you go through that kind of injury, multiple times?
I broke my foot 3 times, or no, 4 times actually. I had 3 surgeries on it. It's a heartbreaker every time it happens. It's very discouraging. I can't say that there weren't times that I was like, man, is football even a sport for me anymore? Maybe I should just hang them up because it happened back to back to back. But looking back on it, I think it made me mentally stronger. It taught me some lessons, that to never quit, and that if I put my mind to something, I can accomplish whatever I want to accomplish. So, at the end of it, I'm grateful for it. It brought me to be the man that I am today, to be in the position I am in today. So, I definitely, try to look at it as a positive thing now.
And lastly, can you just talk about your coaches and just kind of what they meant for you during some of those hardships, but also just, and how you plowed forward today?
Yeah, looking back on getting recruited from JUCO, I had a bunch of offers, and when I broke my foot, my second JUCO game in my sophomore season, there were a lot of coaches that said, oh man, well that sucks, good luck from here on out, you no longer have an offer with us, and stuff like that. Eastern Michigan was the only school to offer me after I got hurt, and that meant a lot to me. I had to take my official visit in a boot. I had to come in and rehab. I couldn't run with the team for my first couple months and things like that. But the coaching staff never stopped believing in me. Coach Crayon would actually stop me every day as I was rolling past on my scooter and you know, stop me, grab my shoulder, and pray for me for a quick, you know, 10 seconds. And that meant the world for me, because I know there's a lot of other programs in this country where the coaching staff, you know, after a guy breaks the foot for the third time in a year, a lot of other coaches would have quit on me and would have just been like, all right, you know, maybe it's time to transfer, go get your bachelor's degree and get on with your life. But Coach Creighton, you know, he always stuck with me. He kept encouraging me. He kept pushing me. And now I've been healthy for 3 years. I'm about to play for my third full season, hopefully. So it paid off in the end. But yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for how my coaches have handled the situation.